again after a short break. What's it like to be back?
Listen, it's really good to just concentrate on the football at the moment. Good to see the lads, not worried about the politics and the administrative side of the game for 5 minutes, and just good to get out there and get a game going. Boys get on the ball, so yeah, in that respect, it's really nice to be back for another week this week.
Obviously, it must be slightly frustrating. Obviously, you built a side round in the summer, and sort of a couple of months in, you suddenly get an abrupt stop to it all. What was the feeling going into that sort of break?
I think we're really in a really good place. I think we've had a good start. We want the squad to evolve. We want it to mature, and we're not probably getting the chance of that. And hopefully, we will get the chance to see that, which is always a danger when we really don't know what's going on. It's difficult. It's difficult for everybody. Nobody's got a bone to chew on at the moment. Nobody's got something to aim for. Nobody's got anything to plan for. But we can only do what's in front of us at the moment. It's week by week. We try and play as many friendlies as we can. We're training, and we'll wrap the training up when we do have a restart date properly confirmed. But yeah, it's tough. But the lads we've got, the group we've got, are exceptional. They're doing their running with their GPS pods. They're buying into that, they're doing everything right, but it's frustrating. It's hard to come and switch on for these games sometimes when it's a little bit false, when you're playing on 3G against different teams. So it is difficult. It's not an easy time at the moment, if I'm being really honest. But it is what it is. We dig in, we'll get on with it like we always have done, and we just want this day. We want something. We need something positive, something to start with, rather than just going, it could be here, it might be there, we don't know. Right, let's have some scenarios, let's have some solution-based scenarios so we can go and plan, so we can go forward.
Going into the break, sitting just outside the playoffs with good results, both on the road and at home. How did you feel as a review going into the break? How did you feel the first few months went?
I think the new boys are settled in. Like I said, we are a relatively new squad. There's a lot of new players. There's been some really good. The Welsh lads have been superb, outstanding. Jake Warren absolutely outstanding. And the lads we knew that we had before have been really good. So, there's been some really good performances. So, I'm really pleased with them. There's always one or two things we need to work on. Our contact time hasn't been enough as we would have liked, but it's been it's been a very disgruntled season, so far. But it's been the same for everybody. So, we'll dig in and we'll be right and ready when we do come back to it.
Over the break, obviously you had Elias come in, a couple go out on loan and try and find some more game time. How do you feel with the addition of Elias coming in?
Yeah, listen, he played a full 90 last week, and he hasn't played for a long time. He hasn't played before the summer, he hasn't played since sort of March. So, great energy, again, great attitude. He's been very attentive, very good. He gave us everything last week on a game against Tavistock in his first game. So really pleased with Elias. I thought he was really good last week. So he's a great addition. Get some more game time in his legs tonight. So yeah, pleased with him.
Obviously, being grateful to have the facilities at Bridgewater College here and playing them this evening. Will you have your eye out for a few more to add to the side?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good little thing for us tonight. With our connection, with our partnership with BTC. They're very generous in, we use this facility and the 3G and all the physio facilities. It's absolutely fantastic. So it was really good to be able to get a game against Morris's team, against Mo's team, and for me to get out front and personal and to look at one or two of these young lads as we sort of develop the partnership going forward. So listen, it's just going to be really good tonight. I'm pleased we can have a look at some of these young lads, and it'll give us a chance to do slightly different shapes tonight when we get going.
And obviously, how important is it to have that link with them? Obviously, you had Ollie Chamberlain come in and into the side after being here. Noah Coppin go on to better things and go on to Chippenham. Maybe not better things in a few years, but obviously moving up.
Listen, it's great how they run it. Jason and Mo. I totally trust them. We know each other. There's a big connection. We've known each other for a long time. They both know their players. They look after them properly here. This is as good as it gets for a young player in and around the area. So it's a great link. It's a great partnership. Something we want to make bigger and nurture over the years. So yeah, it's a great opportunity tonight. They've been very, very good to us in us using these facilities.
Looking back at the situation currently, obviously we got the delay last week. Not too sure when we'll be back again, but how is it for you sort of trying to sort of work around that?
Me personally, frustrating, frustrating because I've got to remain positive for everybody and keep the lads going, so it's difficult for managers at the moment, because you've got nothing to plan forward to, you've got no dates, you've got nothing. I understand that it's very difficult for the league, I think they've been cast aside a little bit in terms of step 3 and step 4 throughout the National League system have been the worst treated. They've been treated terribly. So they haven't had a lot to do, but I do feel that there has to be an element of leadership. As much as I've got to lead my club and my team, I think there's got to be an element of leadership from the league and from the FA to say, right, okay, we need to tell these players, tell these teams where they're going. There's so much to it. There's so much to it for everybody's mental well-being and health. So, we just want something. We need something. Give us something, and that's where we are. But for me personally, yes, it has been difficult. My business in event hire has been very limited this year. So, I've had a lot of time on my hand. When the gyms are shut, it's been even worse, and no football. But listen, there's a lot of people worse off than us, and I think we always make that very clear to the lads who have been absolutely superb. And we just keep going. We do what we need to do, and it is literally a week-to-week, day-to-day basis. As you know, there were some rearranged fixtures put out today, but they probably could have put something else out there saying, okay, we're going to try and get these in these dates. These are going to be potential start dates. But again, there wasn't.
You mentioned the players obviously keeping on track with the GPS pods. How about connectivity within the squad? How have they stayed sort of connected in a way?
Listen, a lot of them speak to each other anyway. The WhatsApp group is fantastic. I'm more thoroughly in the background. I just do it for stop and start. This has got to be here at this time. But there's some real character. And it is funny actually. It's very good. It is funny. So they keep in touch. Obviously the different car schools come back down together, so they keep in touch. It's difficult. That is difficult again. You try and improve these relationships and partnerships on the pitch, which is you do off the pitch as well. Which I think is always very important. So it's difficult to that, but at the moment they do a good job.
And obviously, we always talk about the new players coming in and sort of connecting with the squad. Obviously, the current squad we had from last season sort of had a few new changes, a few ins, a few outs. How's it been for them sort of settling into a whole new side almost?
Yeah, it's always difficult, isn't it? That is always a difficult thing, but I think it's probably about as seamless as it possibly could have been. I think because the new lads have bought in so well, and they're really good lads. They're really good lads. That's the biggest thing for me. Really good, honest lads who totally bought into it, all of them, and that's also A to Z. Like I said, the Welsh car school, fantastic. Toby Holmes, unbelievable, come in, score his goals. Jake Wannell, unbelievable player. I've been tracking him for 2 years. We've been very fortunate. We've got some really good players here, and that's where it's important. I want to, as a manager, I want to make sure we go forward with that. I want to keep that squad. We want to see where they're going to go, because I don't know how good they are. I've got a good idea what they could be with 1 or 2 additions, but I don't really know. But like I said, they've been really good. So it's tough for them. It's tough for them to come in and then get shut down, and then we go again, and then we come back again. So, but they've been pretty resilient, to be fair. So I've got no complaints there.
And obviously, you mentioned Lee Lucas. How is he doing with his injury? Obviously, he missed out for a period of time.
Yeah, listen, Lee was very unfortunate. He went for an X-ray, and they told him at Merthyr Hospital that he didn't have a break. And we sort of played in cameos and brought him back slowly, but he knew it wasn't right. We eventually went. Swansea City were very good to him, looked after him, and they had a look at it for us and found he did have a break. So that was sort of 6 weeks ago. He's been told to. He's had his boot off. He's been back in the gym for the last 2 weeks. He's pain-free, and we're hoping to get him out in the next week or two to get a little bit of light contact. But what a player to have back! What a lad to have back! So that's the one plus. that is a plus to get Lee back and fit. When only missing 6 league games, because he's a proper player.
And obviously, the rest of the squad, are they all fit and healthy?
Yeah.
Ready for the restart?
Yeah, everybody's raring to go. They are raring to go. And that's the one thing about them. They want to get out there. They want to have a go. So yeah, that's good. We're looking forward to that.
Well, I know the fans are certainly ready to get back to the Signet really soon.
Yeah, that's the other thing we've really missed the fans. I think the lads. I think that's a lot of reasons some of the new lads came because we knew we were so well supported. That's a massive thing for us. And I think especially now you can see without it how crucial it is for us as a club to get back and see everybody and get that community and family feel back, which we know we have at the club.
Well, hopefully we'll be back at the Signet really soon. Well, it's brilliant speaking to you, Rob. It's great to have you.
You too, Dan. Thanks for coming down tonight, mate. Enjoy the game.
Cheers, mate.